What's going on? Welcome back to the podcast.
Welcome to the thought process. Grab a drink.
Grab a drink, chill with us, get ready for some stupid fuckery.
Can I start the episode off with my story, please?
Yes, well, yeah, you start with yours. I got a rant that I gotta do because on my way to get
Yeah, I'll
go.
yeah. All right. Can we do a shot first? Because
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna so this episode is sponsored by my stepdad Doug, who bought some whiskey.
not sponsored by the company.
But by Doug, who bought the whiskey for us.
Yes,
Thank you, Doug.
thank you, Dougie. Do
Dougie Incorporated.
Dougie Incorporated.
Whatever it is, not even open, man. Fresh new bottle.
All right,
It's a smoked barbecue whiskey.
yeah, Curveball, the original barbecue whiskey, sweet, smoky, and you got throw it back, throw that ass in a circle. All right. We can't get enough barbecue. If Pitmasters didn't sell out, we'd eat it morning, noon, and night. To satisfy your appetite, we put
Hell
the
yeah.
barbecue behind the bar. Savory, sweet, smoky heat. Meet American whiskey. How's that for a curveball?
Ah, that's dope.
I don't know how I'm going to feel about this. Like, I've had screwball. I've had, dough ball.
Like I said, when I try putting this ball in your mouth.
Oh, I don't know how I
I
feel about
liked
that.
it. I liked it. Me and Doug fucking went through a whole bottle. You guys remember that story I told you when we went camping about how I was like, yeah, when you're younger, your parents bitch a lot, but when you're older, they feed you the alcohol.
Yeah,
This was it right here.
it's called revenge.
Ooh, that brings back memories. Jake threw up that night.
So this is the bottle that we're going to take a shot of.
Smells like Papa's pickled foreskin.
There's certain shit you should not be allowed to say.
Is that one of them?
Papa's pickled foreskin. Is that seriously what just fucking came out of your mouth?
I gotta.
We just opened the goddamn bottle and you're already getting stupid.
Who's just saying I wasn't already stupid before the bottle was
Here,
open?
hold your glass up.
We'll only do halvesies because this shit's actually kind of. That's good. Trust me, you'll thank me later. There you go, buddy. Oh no, he got it on me. Fucker. Party foul.
Party foul.
Pod foul.
We're gonna put that.
It's good, but I know for a fact this is gonna burn all the way down.
Oh, dude. And I got.
You know what? It's only 38%.
Well, still though. I mean,
That
it's.
barbecue hits.
Oh, dude, this makes me throw up. I'm gonna be so pissed.
It's just one shot. We're not doing any more.
Yeah, no, we're not doing any more.
You'll be fine. All right. That's good stuff.
Why is that?
Smooth.
Dude, that tastes like barbecue sauce. Dude, that's like Kraft hickory barbecue sauce. Ugh. Ooh.
Whiskey. Barbecue. Whoo! Feels like I just dug. Feels like you just grilled something.
What the fuck?
It's an acquired taste, I guess.
Dude, I love barbecue, but not as a whiskey.
I love it. I think it's great.
You can take that shit home with you then.
Nah, I'll leave it here.
No,
I'll
it's
put
not.
it in the freezer so I can do shots of that.
Okay, yeah, because you were. Wait, hold on. Is there stuff stuck on the bottom of it? There is stuff on the bottom. Look at that.
It's barbecue.
Dude, that's why.
That's
Dude, yeah, that's like there's stuff on the bottom. That's like barbecue sauce on the bottom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude, remember how you called me up telling me not to drink that? You have nothing to worry about. I am not drinking that shit anymore.
You're gonna hurt Doug's feelings.
Now, I don't give a fuck. You should have better tasting whiskey. Thank you, Doug, for buying us booze, but do you not have taste buds?
I thought it was great. Went down smooth.
Yeah, you can keep that. I
Here.
mean, yeah, you can keep it here. I'm not going to touch it. That's for damn sure. I do appreciate the gesture, Doug, though. I mean, even one of our biggest supporters, Doug, I do appreciate you, but
You know how like cats will bring you small gifts from outside? That's Doug. And be like, I found lighting for your podcast.
Yeah.
I got whiskey.
yeah.
Check out these light bulbs.
Speaking of light bulbs, did you get the light bulbs for
I did not. I gotta, dude. I've been working so much.
No, well, just order like see if you can just order them on Amazon because right now, like,
Yeah, but here's the thing. I've been trying, and you'd basically have to buy another one for it to come with the bulbs. And there are other bulbs, but I don't know what kind of bulb it's supposed to be.
just send me the link. I'll look into it.
But I'm gonna get on with my story.
Oh God, coming back up does not taste
So
better.
shut up, pussy.
You keep going. Shut up.
So I don't know if you guys remember. I think it was the last episode.
I think so.
I ranted about people in bathrooms when you knock on the stall, nobody answers, but when you try to open it, they freak the fuck out. Especially at like truck stops. You know,
Yeah.
they actually have like actual fucking doors. Except the one I go to usually doesn't have like a occupant sign. It's just the doors are always closed because they have like an auto thing. Like you can't just leave them open because back in the day you just leave it open to let people know the stall is open.
Yeah.
Right? These ones don't do that. They just kind of close. So you have to knock. Well, there's assholes like hopefully not you that don't respond to knocking. You just flip shit when
Did
you
you
try to open the door.
did you have another incident with this happening?
Yeah, and I made sure they had an incident too.
Fuck, what'd you do?
That's what I didn't do. Nah, so I had to go, right?
Obviously, what one does when they're in the bathroom.
Yeah. And wearing a gun belt, I'd rather not stand at a fucking urinal with a gun belt
Oh
hoisted over my shoulder.
no, no, unless you have one of the Velcro liners.
Yeah, I don't have that. But I knocked on the door like 3 times, you know. One, 3 knocks, right? Two, 3 knocks, no response. Three knocks. Okay, it's good. Just slightly fucking pulled the thing down. Somebody's fucking in here, bro. And I'm like, there's no way you just copped attitude with me. So I'm about to blow a fucking gasket, Ryan. My eyes twitching just thinking about it. So I'm like, and I'm banging on it. And I'm screaming. He's, bro, stop bleeding. I'm like, and I'm just banging on this fucking door. And I'm like, oh, and I'm just like yanking on the fucking door, dude. Giving this dude fucking nightmares, right? Anybody that wants, just think about what I'm telling you now before you decide to be the asshole that waits until after he tries to open the door to get in, because it might be me on the other side and you might get traumatized.
It doesn't matter if you're
Because
male
when
or
I'm
female.
doing it, I'm carrying a gun. I'm showing you. No, but I will
I will
traumatize.
hurt you when I
I
get through
will
that door.
traumatize you for sure.
Oh,
So I'm sitting there, and you know what's funny? One of the hands, like the maintenance workers from that truck stop, came in, like, what the fuck's going on? I'm just like, get the fuck in there. And I'm just like pulling on the door, slamming it. And he's like, dude. And I'm like, beat red in the face, real fucking mad. And he's like, did you do the knocking thing again? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, don't break the door. And walks away. And I'm like, he's like, you're just going to let him do this? I could hear him shitting in the toilet. If he didn't have his pants down, he'd been shitting his pants, dude. It was great. So I would encourage that kind of violence in the workplace, especially if you got to go potty. It was great.
that sounds like a good time, buddy.
Dude, I've never felt so good. And I think for the first time in a long time, like I let a lot of that stress go on that poor bastard in the
Ter-
stall.
terrorizing people in bathroom stalls. That's the next level of therapy right there.
Ignorant people in stalls. And I can't wait to do it again. Because you know who else does that? I've never met anybody that's done that, so I'm gonna have plenty of opportunities to do that again. So you start hearing that fucking knock, I suggest you reply.
And it doesn't matter what bathroom you're in, male or female. If that door's rattling, it's probably him.
Yeah, I'll fucking get you.
So my rant that I got, picking up the Trulies and stuff like that, uh, for this episode. Like here in the state of Illinois, we have here in the state of Illinois, we actually have you know, where we recognize bicycles as vehicles. All right, and to where they even cut off little pieces of road just for them. And I think I'm gonna.
We got places now like that too.
I think well, the thing is that those are like they accommodate them by giving them their own bike path. You know, they.
No, Iowa's actually got lanes for bicycles now in certain places, like Iowa City.
I hate.
Uh,
I fucking hate it. Here's the thing: is that I think I might have talked about this on a previous episode, but there's a big fucking difference between a 20-pound piece of aluminum versus, a 3-ton vehicle. All right. You got one little bicycle that's going at maybe 20, 30 miles an hour, depending on how fast that dude's booking it, and at very most 15 miles an hour, average day. You got a car that can go up to like 80, 90 miles an hour, and they think that they need to share in the same space. Like I was trying to get out of the fucking store in order to go here, come back here. And this dude is legit in the turn lane with his bike. And I'm just like, okay. And he's just sitting there, pedaling around and he's trying to make a turn, but he's sitting there fucking with everything on the back of his bike. And it's just like, dude, stop. And I'm looking at it. I'm looking at like the car that's in front of him start speeding off. And I got like four fucking people behind me and I'm getting honked at. I'm just like, fucking, you got dickhead Dylan over here just sitting there thinking that he's entitled to the goddamn road. And I've had a conversation with a friend of mine where he's like, well, you know, he's like, well, well, what do you expect them to do? I'm like, use the fucking sidewalk. Well, that's for pedestrians. If a bike hits them, they could get hurt. Okay, well, let's see. If you have a bicycle on the road and you got, a bicycle on the sidewalk, who do you think that bicyclist, who do you think is going to have a more likely chance to survive? A bicyclist hitting a pedestrian, where they could possibly move, there's grass on either, on either side for the most part, or a bicycle in the middle of the street trying to act like he's a vehicle and getting hit at 30 miles an hour where the car has a nice bubble of protection. It's got the frame, it's got the doors, it's got the window. It's just your fat ass on the bike or and ain't nothing going to stop you from getting fucked. Like it pisses me off. And if you're a bicyclist who thinks that you're entitled to the road, you're lucky I don't sideswipe you with my truck because you are the most annoying people in the fucking world. I'm done. I'm done.
You just triggered a core memory. Joggers, start wearing reflective gear.
Yes.
So here's my thing. Me and Nate worked third shift at a warehouse.
Yeah.
I kind of had to take a detour. I couldn't take the usual street home because they were doing construction.
Yeah.
They had everything blocked off.
Right.
So it's the middle of fucking night. Well, more like 5 o'clock in the morning. Still dark out around that time of the year.
Mhm.
They're wearing all black. I almost hit them.
Mhm.
If I didn't flash my brights coming around that corner, because I knew there's usually joggers, but one little flash, you can see the reflective gear, and I just, and it's not like I'm speeding either. It's just sometimes you don't know with corners, and I don't like
No.
to take chances, whether it's another car, a jogger, whatever. Whole fucking group of them, all black, and they're just jogging in front of me. So what do? Not using the sidewalk. They're in the middle of the fucking street. You know how badly I wanted to just get out of my car and beat the shit out of them? Like, oh, you can't take all of them on. Bullshit. I got a ski mask in my glove box and a crowbar in the back. Try me. I do not give a shit.
That's called a force multiplier.
Yeah. Papa's been real angry. You know what? Out by Augustana.
Yeah.
That happened too. Some dude in a military outfit and a bunch of people wearing black jogging across that one way, that 4-lane one way. Didn't see them. You know where you kind of like splits into like 2 lanes before you
Yeah.
go by the tracks?
Yeah.
They were jogging across that, and there's no lights back there. You're relying solely on your headlights, and I had to stop while I'm going like 35 miles an hour. Doesn't sound fast, but it is when you're coming right up on some people that are jogging with no reflective gear crossing a street without an actual fucking crosswalk. I'm not asking you to quit your day job or your hobbies. I'm just asking you to be visible in the middle of the night.
It's for your protection.
Dude, like, how, and you know what? If you're jogging, use the fucking sidewalk. Why are you in the middle of the street?
It's okay. There's no joggers here. There's no joggers here.
I have a ski mask and a crowbar.
You've been warned.
If it makes you feel any better, I do know a cyclist named Tony. He has a mountain bike.
Yeah.
He's great.
Yeah.
I wish all cyclists were like him. Because usually you get a cyclist just doesn't care.
Yeah.
It's my right of way, blah, blah, blah.
Oh yeah.
Technically, it is.
Entitled.
But
pricks.
Tony, he's a fast little fucker. He likes to race cars.
Yeah.
He doesn't care. He's not thinking of, oh, I'm out of the way. He's like, I'm about to beat this motherfucker. Like, he's got that mindset. And then he overheard an argument about like bikes using the sidewalk or the road. He's like, you got a mountain bike? And the dude's like, yeah. He's like, so use the fucking grass, dude. You got like 18 gears on that bitch
Yeah.
to make it easier. Get on there, challenge yourself. You want to be a cyclist, do something.
Right.
Actually get to the challenge and I'm like, damn, Tony,
There you go.
like, holy shit.
So,
Like, I don't mean to sound like a dick. I fully support people having hobbies like that because I like to go hiking.
right,
I mean, sure, it's not like where I'm in the street or anything, but still, I can tell you cardio is kind of one of my things. I just like to do it in the woods.
right.
That's like my happy place, man. Oh man, I miss being out there. I haven't had any chances to do so because of everything that's been going on the last couple of
Yeah.
weekends, but yeah, I'm not saying you guys shouldn't, or whoever might be watching this that has a hobby. We're not trying to dog on you, but man, common sense goes a long way. I mean, wouldn't you say the same thing about somebody who's driving like a dickhead? They own the road, but for some reason they're drunk and driving into the neighbor's house. Come on.
Like fucking there.
There's a
I can't remember where where it's at. But there's this one dude, and like this was like a viral story that went around. This guy, this guy legit had like in 5 years have had 32, 33 cars. You know, like they were going too fast and they hit the fucking they hit this corner too quick and then they would roll and launch themselves into this dude's house. He's like, dude, my insurance premiums are through the fucking roof. He goes, I can't sell my house. He's like, there's been times where I've been woken up and found some and woken up to someone like going straight through my fucking living room. He goes, it sucks. And like they put concrete blocks, around that corner. They've tried
people are
everything.
ignorant.
Yeah.
I think that tasted better than the peanut butter whiskey.
Oh God, no. God, no. Not even close.
I don't know. Thinking about it, it's like okay, so buffets,
Yeah.
how they have peanut butter chicken,
I'm going for the peanut butter chicken.
right? Because it's not good.
Well, but peanut butter whiskey is a lot different.
I'm not saying it's bad, but if I could pick between the two, that's what I'm going
All
for.
right, fine. You can have that. I will have the peanut butter whiskey.
I'm down.
But I wanted to
You
so
want the barbecue on the bottom of that? Maybe season your steak with it or something or whatever, like maybe on a pork chop.
hold up. Like
That
using
could
that
be
as a
you.
marinade.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, dude,
Okay. No, that one like using for cooking and stuff like that, I could definitely see that.
fuck yeah, dude.
Dude,
You
use
want to
that for
try it?
ribs. Oh, yeah, yeah, we can definitely
So
do it for
you
ribs.
can't buy that in Iowa that I'm aware of because me and Doug were talking about it today, but they are at Jewel Osco.
Well, then
You can, yeah, you can
where the
find
fuck do
it.
you get it?
Jewel Osco. That's why I said like we don't have a Jewel Osco in Iowa. I think there might be a Hy-Vee in Iowa that has it, but since when have I ever had luck buying any alcohol that I like? Or actually, any alcohol I like in general. Oh, sorry, we all sold out. Fucking time travelers.
But no, so I wanted to kind of bring this subject to you because I shared it with my mom,
Word.
and this is something that kind of went around a little bit at my job.
Okay.
So did you hear that gingers are now black people?
What?
Gingers are now black people because you know Irish people were next to the slaves, in the plantations.
Hold
And
up.
what
What about the Slavic people?
we're not talking about the Slavic people. We're talking about the
They're
gingers.
still slaves for a long time.
Where were the Slavic
I
people
don't
slaves at?
remember.
Can
I know you said not to use Google, but like,
Well, no, no, no. Just like when we have like I'll explain while you're on your phone. But so when so apparently one of the Haitian gods like Samedi, someone made the comparison that there are traits that ginger people have from the god Samedi, and you know Irish people were indentured servitude were thrown into indentured servitude, so alongside African people, and so now it's a big thing that gingers are now considered black people apparently, and it was funny because of the fact that I got I got some friends at work, and I told them, and so now the whole thing is they're like, my ginger fucking twin, and I'm like, I've been invited to the cookout. I'm pretty excited about that. So what is this? What is this?
slot that goes into it. So Slavs were enslaved as early as the 7th century and continued to be targeted for slavery throughout the medieval period, particularly by the 9th and 10th centuries. The word Slav, it's Latin.
Right.
I can't pronounce it, but which originally refers to Slavs became a general term for European slaves in Muslim religions like Spain, Slav trade and the networks, slave trade and the Slav. It's the same thing, I guess. Slave trade and networks involving Slavs included those establishing by Viking and Russian merchants who transported slaves to the Baltic, then
Well, do you,
destinations like Verdun and Lyon.
so
There's a lot. Not to mention like
well,
not
so
slaves in World War II, but there was I guess some kind
well,
of genocide too.
well, no. So here's the thing: is that
Wow.
Vikings they didn't care. So
Right, but just in general, they were still part of a slave trade, and then
and here's the thing: is that people don't really people don't really go that far back when it comes to slavery. Like, if you really if you really want to go back to slave period, the ones that have the biggest claim to it, I would say, would be Jews because they were enslaved by the Egyptians, and then later on it became Vikings and all that
shit,
because
and Ottoman, like the Ottoman Empire, used them as slaves too, mostly children though.
but the thing is that when Vikings because I when I researched it, Vikings didn't care to them if they conquered you and then they used you as a slave. It's because that is them using all of what the gods have given them. So to them, they're
Anything that is, yeah,
anything that was created by the gods, they're going to accept and take pride in because it's what the gods gave them. And then you're seeing you're seeing Vikings in Russia. You had the Rus Vikings as well. Rus Vikings were obviously Russia,
yeah,
but they were the first ones to be converted to Christianity.
yeah,
To my understanding, a little tidbit fact for you.
Catholicism too, or whatever, however you pronounce that.
Well, yeah, that's what it started out as is Catholicism, but it was known as Christianity. So, well, it's still Christianity. So,
Well, I mean, it pushed up as far as World War One though too. Like I said, the Ottoman Empire had a lot of slaves, like
but
they were Slavic too, that were children and women as well.
do you want to know the last country to abolish slavery
You
was?
want to know the last state to abolish slavery and when we did?
When?
Mississippi, and I think it was 2001.
No,
Yeah, hold up.
no, no, no,
Now
no,
I
no, no.
gotta use Google now. Hold
No,
up.
because I'm telling you right now, when Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation, due to law of the land, you know, the president's law supersedes all state laws because as government, as federal, as official. But if you really want to get into it, the country that had slavery the longest and who had slavery the latest was Venezuela in the
Mississippi,
1980s.
1995.
Yeah, but that didn't count. That was probably in their state bylaws or
Still
something
though,
like that.
like it's March 16th, 1995. It was abolished
Yeah,
in Mississippi.
some mayor going through it goes,
He's
oh
like,
shit,
oh shit, I forgot to sign that. Granddaddy forgot to sign that.
Johnson, hurry up, get this fixed before
Why
somebody finds
wasn't
out.
this faxed?
Oh, hurry up, get that shit,
And to
get
think
it
we
off.
were a part of that generation. We were born a year before that. Damn it, we're no better, Ryan.
My people suffered enough. Okay,
Fine, Ginger.
that's my word.
I
Okay,
can say it, my girlfriend.
no,
She gave me perks to say it. She
okay.
gave me all rights, dude. I got a card and everything. I just left it at home. He thinks I'm joking.
Does that mean I'm safe when I go to Chicago now?
Probably not.
I think I am.
You're pasty ass.
Yeah, but no, I'm ginger though. Like I'm ginger,
I don't think they see it like that. You're still white.
and no, but I'm black though.
No, your hair color does not define your skin color.
But they've accepted me.
I don't think that's
They've I've been accepted, right? I'm invited to the cookout.
how do I put this? I think it's just the equivalent of how LGBTQT has like all those genders and other things.
Way to take this
Think
away
about
from me. Wait,
think
no,
about it.
get off of me. You
Just
took
think
this away
about
from
it.
me.
Think about it.
I'm not talking to you. It's gonna be an
That
episode.
just means I was right.
No, it's not. It's not. You're taking this away from
Okay.
me. You're trying to stop me from being part of
I'm
my
just
community.
trying to see
You're trying to
that
stop
you
me.
understand.
You don't understand. I'm part of the community now.
Oh,
Okay?
don't say it like that.
What?
Yeah, what was that song by Bo Burnham? We're going to the clan cookout.
No, dude, Jesus Christ, no, don't fucking say that shit. Like,
you made it sound like it was a fucking cult, dude. So like,
no, it's an environment, it's a community, it's acceptance.
it's a compound with Kool-Aid.
Oh, cool. So now, God, what was it? Jim was it Jim
If
Ross?
I show up and you're wearing a robe, hey guys, you want a beer?
I got a punch bowl, and you're just like you're just gonna be like,
I've never been so thirsty in my life.
God,
I'll just lace it with your barbecue whiskey.
oh, dude, no, ain't nobody gonna
Kool-Aid's
drink that
ruined.
shit then.
They won't. No, no, no. They'll take a sip and then realize what it is, and then they won't drink it.
All right, so also another thing, Oblivion Remastered came out. So back
Super
to some
good.
gaming news.
Really good.
Super fucking good.
They
Um,
fixed a few things too. They didn't just like
do
remaster it, like the graphics, the leveling system. I heard it's 50-50. There's some people that like it and some people that don't like it.
well, I mean,
I like it.
oh no, I love it. I mean, that was my first Elder Scrolls game that I ever played. That was the one that really got me into Bethesda, really got me into the Elder Scrolls.
Morrowind. That
Um,
was mine.
yeah,
And then
but
I played Redguard, the one before Morrowind.
so I need to get the was it anthology or entomology or something like that. It's a game set that has all that has all the Elder Scrolls, and I need to get that get that disc collection. It's like dude, it's like $250, but I it's so worth it. Comes with all this other shit, but so it was kind of weird because I started playing Starfield and I'm back to playing Starfield and I'm back to playing Oblivion Remaster. And one thing I do love is the fact that they brought in the DLCs, especially one Battlethorn Castle. That was my best and most favorite player home. Like just having my own castle in Oblivion and having my horse there. It was great. And one thing I did find that was interesting, not only did Oblivion Remaster, pump up the graphics, but I was playing Starfield and I started comparing, do a comparison of the graphics, and it was so weird because I thought that they used the engine that they used for Starfield with with the Oblivion Remaster just because of the facial features, how they talk, how
Yeah.
the emotions are shown. Do you want to know something funny?
Yeah.
Not even the fucking same engine.
You know,
So Oblivion Remaster actually uses the Unreal game engine,
yeah.
and
And it works really well.
what is it about the Unreal game engine that like just makes everything so much better?
I
Because
think they try to actually go for as much realism as possible because I was also telling Nate, like, we're not gonna get better graphics for quite some time. I don't think for the next 10 years. I think we're good where we're at. And it's not just because like I think we're good. I just given the systems we have and what they're doing with the systems we have, it's an ideal time to be making graphics like this. And I don't think we're gonna be able to top it for the next couple of years, like 10 years at the minimum. And you know what? Now that you mentioned the facial features you're talking, I was like, you know how in Oblivion you have to do that thing where you read their expressions to turn that
oh
dial?
yeah, 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 we can
My
do the
first
persuasion check.
experience with that was at the town when everybody was fucking invisible. So I had to do that shit, just guessing it
Just
as I
wing it.
go. Yeah, because in order to free them, you have to go convince a guy to give you a scroll to do it. And it works, but it brings your luck down like significantly. Like to 25 and you're at like 40 something depending on the race you pick and how you level your character, I think. But yeah. And I was like, so I re-hit the save and I found out if you can pass a persuasion check, he gives you a ring that prevents that. But how the fuck you gotta do it when you can't see his face? He's invisible. I managed to do it. Took a lot of effort and bribing, but I did it. But I thought that was funny. Like my first experience with that in the new game, and it's in the town where everybody's fucking invisible. Oh gosh.
Yeah, it just brought back so much nostalgia for me. Just, I mean, granted, I'm so used to playing Skyrim, that I was like, oh, like because I wanted to see if maybe they tweaked it just a little bit, and they gave you the ability to play with two swords. No, I mean it's still the same great game, but
It is, but man, the fact that they fucking did that with Skyrim for God knows how many times. Look, Skyrim's a great game. But how many times are you gonna resell the same damn game?
Well, here's the thing:
Ugh,
with the new Elder Scrolls that they were trying to come out with. So the new Elder Scrolls that they were trying to come out with, halfway through, their production team or their art team fucking quit. Like, I think there was some kind of like disagreement, and like the director or manager that was in charge of the prod, or the art director or whatever that was in charge of the project, them and like 10, 12 other creator or 10 other animators just decided to say, fuck it, dude, you're not paying us enough, you're not doing anything, and they just
I can
decided to
kind of
leave.
get behind that though, because dude, the way things are going these days with the economy and all this other bullshit, like
This happened like years
I
ago.
know, but I'm just saying, from where I'm standing now, I mean, I don't know how much they're getting paid. I mean, I'd hope they'd be paying good.
Oh, fuck
It's
yeah.
fucking Bethesda, but everybody's trying to cut corners on a budget, and
Some things you
ugh,
can cut corners on. However,
it's hurting your employees and
actually think about the employees, not about, the profit for the company.
the
Yes,
actual
yes, think about,
fucking stones beneath you.
yeah, like, don't get me wrong, you can sit there and you can, you know, yes, you need to make money. You are in the business, you need to make
I
money.
mean,
That is the whole fucking point.
we all do what we do to make money. I get it.
Exactly. But at the same time, if you're cutting corners with your employees just to make a quick buck, you know, and trying to keep your heads above water, then maybe the problem isn't the fact that you're paying your employees too much. Maybe you need to kind of look a little bit deeper. Or the senior leadership getting paid too much? Is your finance department not doing what they're supposed to? Focusing, make your workforce happy. They will come to work with a smile on your face, make, with a smile on their face, and then they will go above and beyond.
The government was supposed to be our workforce, and the amount of money we give them is supposed to make them happy. And I feel like they are happy, but they're
Taking our
not
money,
doing, yeah,
taking our
and
money, yeah,
yet
they're
they're
happy
not
with that.
fucking doing anything about it. Bastards.
They're gonna do whatever the fuck they're gonna do because it's the government.
$85 an hour, and you're sleeping through most of your fucking discussions.
Fucking right. Fucking get paid, on paper you're getting paid, $102,000 a year.
I bet you
Yeah,
they'd
you
want to
sit there and
change
have,
the economy for the better if they were making $15 an hour.
oh dude, my thing is this, is that, but first let me finish this
Sorry, go ahead.
saying, if you look it up on you know online, the average senator or average politician is getting paid around $101,000 a year. That's their salary. How the fuck are you sitting there paying, multi-million dollar homes? How are you getting that shit? The only way that can happen is if either A, you're in that position for a long time, which some of them are in there way too fucking long, and they need to be booted the fuck
It's
out.
embezzlement.
Well, no, no, no. It's their portfolio, which shouldn't happen. They shouldn't be having any ties to the stock market when they control what happens. But that's just me. They're not trying to get too political. It's just our
I'm not either, but it shouldn't be left or right. It should be about fixing the fucking economy, and then we figure out left and right.
no, neither side is perfect. There's flaws on the left, there's flaws on the right. What it is that people need to talk, not try to win.
I just
Talk,
spend
conversate.
more time blaming each other instead of fucking fixing the problems they're
Yeah.
blaming or getting blamed for. It's ignorant, dude. Like
Yep.
I said, worry about fixing this fucking economy and actual issues that are going on rather than like, you're a Republican, that's bad, or you're a Democrat, that's bad.
Yeah.
Like, who cares?
Nobody gives a fuck. Like, at least me and him, we don't give a fuck.
At this point, I don't care. Like, I don't care what religion you are, gay, straight, trans, like, quit fucking pointing fingers. Do something.
Yeah.
Stop being a victim. Everybody wants to be a fucking victim today. And I'm not saying like I'm not picking a specific person. I'm saying literally fucking everybody right now.
Stop targeting me.
Shut up.
See?
I don't care. Boom. Problem solved. Can we talk about something that'll fix the economy now? Like, dude, I want to stop spending so much money. Like the fact, like $20 in groceries back when we were kids. I filled the fucking cart.
Well, at least
20 bucks might give me 2 sticks of deodorant. Just saying, bro.
No, you're absolutely right. Like it, and it's funny because they like was it when was it Charlie Hulkin or whatever the fuck Charlie Calkin dude who did Home Alone.
Macaulay Culkin.
Look, there we go, that dude. So
You know what's funny? I was gonna say that because I didn't think that was who you were talking about. I was just about to be like Macaulay Culkin.
wait,
It turns out that's who you're talking about. That's
yeah,
funny as
I think that
shit.
yeah, I think that's what at least I think that was his
He's
name.
not a politician though.
No. But what I'm trying to get at is somebody actually went and like he had like 30 or 40 bucks, in Home Alone. He had like 30 or 40 bucks, went got an entire grocery cart full of groceries. And then somebody like a lot of people actually went to like Walmart and shit like that, tried to replicate it. And it was so much like it was like it's well over like 130, 150% increase. And it was like, dude, what the fuck?
Can I show you the video? If I can find it.
Show it to me after the
Yeah,
podcast.
that's what I mean. Like it's the same thing, but at the end they were like, "Yeah, they lied in the movie." And I'm like, "That movie was made in like
That was
1991 or some shit." I was
yeah,
like,
I think in 93.
"Yeah." So I'm like, "What did he fucking lie about?"
Yeah.
Like, "Yeah, so that's a false. That's not what groceries would cost." And I'm like, "Maybe not now."
Oh yeah. Just like fucking back in the 70s when like shit used to be like a nickel.
'Cause I genuinely thought it was just a comparison, but he genuinely thought that like
No, no, no. And yeah,
that's what it would cost to get those. Like, there's no way you could spend that.
no, shut up. Fuck, you're stupid.
And at first, I thought I just kind of misunderstood what he's saying. No, he genuinely thought that if and the movie had the same inflation as what we have today.
Nope, not even anywhere fucking close.
Like, no,
Yeah.
it's like 300% more than what it was then.
Yeah. So
Dude, I hate it too. I hate it. I spent like $215 on groceries last week, and I looked in my cart and I'm like, half of that money was just a couple sticks of deodorant, some foot spray, because you're on
you
your feet all day.
oh yeah, no, you got it. I mean that like fucking me. I don't know. Like I'm starting to kind of get into cologne. So I'm not.
Them, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I spent $300 for two big bottles of cologne, which are really good. I got one cologne for like going out and doing stuff, and then I got another one
I'm
for
more off. I'm
what?
working today.
Uh, wait, you work today?
No, I got a lot of shit to do
Oh
though.
yeah, that's right.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, but no, I got two deodorants or not two deodorants, two colognes. One for going out and doing stuff, one for at work. Because I like to smell good, and I'm not trying to sit there and smell like ass and you
I
know.
agree. I hate that I still look like shit, but hey, I'll smell fucking good. I won't use cologne at work because that body armor,
Dude, I
you can't. You got to have actually something that actually acts as a deodorant and will make you smell good.
oh
See,
yeah.
that's the thing. My customers, I'll talk to them and I'm like, do I smell okay? Do I look good? They're like, you do look like you've been working hard, but you still smell fresh.
Oh,
You smell really good.
that was one thing that I fucking hated
Oh
was
yeah. You know,
carrying the coin. You got your duty belt on, you got your vest on, and
you're
you're carrying
sweating in that heat.
sweating in the fucking heat, especially when you're sitting there down doing ATMs and shit. Oh god, dude, I don't miss that. I'm glad like fucking I'm walking around. I got my gear, I got my bag, I got my pack on and stuff like that, and I'm walking around the property, and I'll go up to my tower, and guess what? I fucking turn that AC on. I just sit there, relax, watch my screen. If I got comp, whatever, I'll sit there and stare at there. But I'm in AC for the most part.
Dude, in my line of work, all the other companies that do what I do, except for a select few people that I noticed, just smell like fucking
Oh,
BO. Like they don't bathe. I don't know what it is or how you could go out in public like that or why a company would hire someone that stinks, especially when you're dealing with it very important people.
oh yeah. So so I
Oh,
back back when I was working back at the branch, and I'm not going to mention any names of the company, but there was one I had to talk to one of the CEOs and one of their
I
one
already have an idea of who you were talking about.
yep, I had to talk to one of the CEOs, and I had to talk to one of their um regional, is that Sura?
Yeah.
I had to talk to their like one of their vice presidents and stuff like that. And so yeah, the initial business, we talked about it, and then I kind of brought up some gripes and like, hey, look, you guys aren't. This is my puppy.
Continue. Don't worry. We're
She
doing our thing. You do yours. We're
she
listening.
she yeah. So we got through the initial business, and I'm like, hey, look, I want to kind of point this out. Some of your guys, and the basically the manager that was below me. I was talking about. She goes, I don't want to be rude, and I'm trying to sugarcoat this as best as I can. I ripped the Band-Aid off. I'm like, dude, your fucking people stink. And the one CEO just looked at me. He goes, what? I'm like, look,
I know
they
you
stink.
can't smell it because you stink too, but
No, 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 they didn't. They're in their office. They drove all the way from Nebraska to have that meeting with me in Iowa. Like they drove all that way. I'm like telling them like, look, dude, the people stink. All right. They have chicken scratch for writing. I can't understand what the hell they're saying. I can't verify any of their information because they don't do their job properly.
yeah,
And then I had to
they're still bad at it.
yeah, and then I had to call up the one manager. I'm like, hey man, you might get a talking to. I wasn't trying to be mean, but he goes, oh, trust me, I knew it was you. He goes, I knew it was you. They came right over here to the branch and they started kind of getting on my ass. I'm like, I'm sorry, man, and I know you've been trying to work on that, but this is the fire that's going to be lit under their ass.
Yeah, you know what another issue was? None of them know how to use a fucking toilet. You know how many times I went in there because the toilet was clogged and I had to unclog it myself? Because
They
they'd
do that.
stuff it with fucking paper towels.
They
Like,
do it on
why
I
do you people do
I
that?
swear to God, they do it on purpose because like that.
Yeah, they stopped doing it when we told them they can't use the bathroom anymore,
Yeah.
especially when all of them are all fat as shit and have bad fucking bowel problems.
Oh yeah. No.
Yeah, go shit outside in the dumpster. Not ours though. Take it off the property. If you can't use a fucking toilet property, don't use it. And they're like, why can't we use it? Are you fucking stupid?
Yeah. No.
I can't stand them,
Got
dude.
gotta love armed security sometimes.
No, why do we? Here's the thing. You're supposed to set the face for the company. You know how many times we had a guy that stunk? You
Yeah.
know how, no, we have another guy that stinks too. And you know how many times we get fucking people bitching about him? Like, how do you not know that?
So
You
I
stink.
so I'm gonna say the so I'm not gonna name names there. And this
Fucking
guy
all of you disgust me.
this one guy. Now I'm gonna kind of give a bit of a description of this man in particular. So he he was supposed to be coming on to the route, and they were trying to get his order for his uniform and stuff like that. And they're like, okay, so what and I remember the phone calls right next to this one the supervisor, and he goes, okay, so what shirts do you wear? And he says it over the phone. All of a sudden I hear the supervisor go, 5X. I mean, yeah, we can do 5X. He
You
hangs up the
fat as fuck, boy.
dude, like, he was a nice dude, don't but yeah, he got the phone, but he's like, Jesus, this is a big fucking boy. And he was a nice dude, don't get me wrong. He was a very nice guy. He was nice to talk to. We talked about gaming and stuff like that. But the thing was that his first day, so 274 was so at the my first armor truck company, that was my truck. Well, first it was my brother's truck, then it was mine. But while while my brother was deployed, this guy kind of took his place for a little while. His first fucking day. Now, he went to go step down out of the back of the truck, and there's this metal, the metal tailgate, and he snapped that bitch off the fucking frame. That is how big he was. Now, granted, it was kind of rusty, but still, at the time, I was like 280. Like I was at 280, heavier than I am now, and I could get on there no problem. This dude takes one step, puts all of his weight into his step, and just went snap. And they had to re-weld that some bitch on. He couldn't drive the truck. He could not drive the truck because every time he went to go make a turn left or right, his stomach would beep the horn. He, sorry, I know you're trying to speak, but just give me 1 second.
No, I'll explain here in a minute. Go ahead.
He had been kicked out of multiple stops because of his odor. Now, here's the thing: all because you have Old Spice and you're spraying yourself down. Yeah, you're a big guy. You need like I'm
You
a
gotta
big.
lift your titty and give it a squeeze, bro.
No, 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 not
Wipe it down.
dude, not that, not just that. This dude would sit there and like we're in the cab, right? And it's like he's sitting there spraying himself. Like I couldn't fucking breathe. And I'm like, I had to tell him, like, dude, look, if you're gonna do that outside. Like fucking do it outside. We cannot roll down the windows in an armored truck.
People that fart in the truck. The new girl, shit stunk. And then she went in the back and just started spraying fucking aerosol. And I'm like, now I can't fucking breathe. And I was like, the truck wasn't even moving. I was just back there doing bag stuff. I was like, I'm just thinking to myself, why didn't you just go outside, fucking rip one, wait a few seconds, and then come back? Why do you got to do it in the truck? I don't understand it. And you know what another thing is? If you're bigger,
Like,
put in some fucking work. You're representing an armored truck company. And you know what? I know it sounds stupid for me saying that because, I'm kind of miserable where I'm at. But at the same time, I hate because in the beginning, everybody just assumed that I'd smell bad when I first started working there.
I remember
That is fucking
when I
awful.
when I first hired you on there, they thought
Bathe.
they thought that you were gonna stink. But I'm like, no, he's actually a pretty decent guy. He's gonna smell good. But there are people like I know I've had to have conversations with people like, dude, you stink.
You're representing a company that like you're supposed to trust, and you can't even trust them to fucking wash their ass.
Well, it's not just that. It's like have some
Oh my
personal,
god.
have personal, have some kind of personal respect. Have some respect for yourself. You are you aren't just representing the company, you're representing yourself as a person.
Why is it always the smelly ones that get hired? Like people, they like you just look at them and you can tell they just don't fucking take care of themselves.
You know,
They might be good workers, but 90% of the time they're not.
facial hair is all scraggly or
Like,
whatever.
why are you trying to grow a beard? I don't even, you look like you're still fucking going through puberty.
All right, hold up. Let's not do digs at that because
Okay, but
that's
you don't let it get that bad.
well,
You
I gotta
fucking
shave
trim.
now.
Okay, but you still, your shit wasn't patchy down here. You'd shave the sides and you had a pretty decent goatee going,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Right. You weren't a fucking mongrel.
No, no,
You didn't
no,
look like a goddamn mongoloid.
no, no,
Me, I didn't even let this grow out until I knew it was gonna at least look somewhat decent.
no. I remember because and the thing was is that when you grew your facial hair out, like first it was just the jawline because the mustache
Yeah, I
wasn't really
couldn't grow a
coming.
mustache till I was fucking
But but
27 years old, 28 years old.
but the thing was is that you made it to where you had the facial hair and you allowed it to grow in and you kept yourself pretty well, pretty well taken care of.
Yeah,
Ex-
like
Except for that one time where you and Montana bet each other, how long you could go without a shave or a haircut.
this
I
part
hated
would
that.
not grow in, but this guy, I
That
look
got
like a
so
fucking
bushy.
Jebediah from fucking
Letterkenny.
something like that. I might
No.
have had more hair because I didn't even cut my hair on the top. I'm a curly headed fuck, bro.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
shit. Ugh. But now I can grow it, and I get it. I get it.
You got it, and it's pretty solid. But yeah, no. If you're working outside and you're like, really kind of out there in the elements, where, at least put in some effort. If you're a bigger dude, do like what I did. Like me, I have foot powder, body powder, I have powder body spray, and then I got deodorant, and then I have
Yeah,
cologne.
I
Like
I got fucking gel deodorant that'll take the stink off a dead skunk on the side of the road. Like, I go all out, and if you're bigger, we get it. I mean, nobody takes pride in being like that, but you can't be mad for people pointing out your fucking flaws when you won't put in the change. Put some deodorant under your fucking flaps, dude. I'm not saying that to be a dick, but you gotta cover all areas of stink. Show some like, you're gonna feel a hell of a lot better when people will interact with you more and tell you how nice you smell. I'm not saying like you just because you sprayed on a fuck ton of body spray, that still stinks. Me,
you can spray, you can spray body odor and
you're
or
still not covering
body
the
spray on.
problem.
Yeah, you can sit there and put Axe on a pile of shit. Guess what? It's gonna smell like
Now
Axe
it's
and
just
shit.
yeah, it just smells like fucking aerosol and shit.
This is a pretty nice gaming podcast, nerd podcast. We're just
Where
bitching.
else am I gonna get it off my
Yeah,
chest?
no, no, no. Here, you know what? I think that's what the new thing should be. At the,
Therapy.
yeah, yeah, that's exactly what this is meant for. Like, but I think in the beginning of, every episode, you know, we we should do a little rant, something that's bothering us, and then we voice our opinion. I mean, granted, we're still like we're almost done with this, but it's like, yeah, I feel like this has been pent up for a while.
It has. And you know what? From now on, dude, I'm done. I'm tired of being the nice guy. If you smell like a trucker's asshole, I'm gonna tell you. Fucking I'm not okay with this anymore. Ladies, you too, that are in the industry, y'all starting to stink too.
Oh shit, you went there.
I'm fucking going off. Y'all are getting it now.
Okay, yeah, keep going.
Because you know what?
Go King.
I can use body spray, but you know what the trick is? Not spraying the outside. You lift your vest, you get a few sprays there. You lift the back, you get a few sprays there. And like I said,
And also
if
using
I think it's gonna be really hot, I'll put fucking powder in that bitch. And I'll even use deodorant on my chest. because there was one time I did stink really bad. No matter how much, I did the self-care thing, it's just too hot for that.
So
So then when I put deodorant on my chest, though, I'm like, okay, that masked it. I did feel a little weird doing it, but I didn't fucking stink. I actively looked for ways to not smell like a piece of garbage. Like it was so because when like 6 months into my job, people were like, "We just thought you were gonna smell bad," and I'm like, "Seriously?" He's like,
yeah,
they're
they
like,
said that.
"Yeah, we've never really had couriers that were, hygienic." I was like, "Even the women are like, yeah, some of them were the worst."
Yeah. So they actually do make deodorizers for like
I can't
vests and
control
stuff
the
like that.
pH settings of my vagina. Yeah, you can, Susie Rotten Crotch. Fucking wash your hoo-ha.
Jesus,
You fucking nasty.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Clean your mud flaps. I'm done with you hoes. I'm fucking you fucking dumb broads.
So,
I cannot stand you.
sometimes you gotta wash them curtains.
I know. Arby's says they had the meat. God damn. Let it sit out a little too long in the sun.
Oh Jesus fucking Christ.
I'm gonna say it. Some of y'all shouldn't be wearing bikinis, and I'm not talking about your weight. I'm talking about your fucking mud flaps.
Running down the beach doing this.
You're bringing back not so fond memories.
Grandma no.
I
Oh,
used to be friends with a girl that was a little too comfortable with her body, and that's okay.
body positivity is all right.
But when you don't fucking bathe and you think it's funny to run around the house naked at a party, don't cry when people start calling you out on your stink.
Wait, hold on, hold on. Do I know this person?
No, this was out in fucking what's that town out past Monmouth?
Um, so you got Galesburg, you got Monmouth, Kewanee.
That's past Monmouth, but it was out there in the fucking one of the meth towns. Fucking. I'm
I mean, you got Galesburg, Kewanee, Monmouth. Those are kind of around there.
not body shaming. I'm fucking shaming you for your stink. I don't fucking
Are
care.
you
I'm not in fucking shit. Do I look like I got a six pack? No. I actively participate in big back activities, bro. Like I get it.
same?
Like I'm not one to body shame people. I have no fucking right. I mean, we're allowed to. It is kind of our right, but I won't because I'd be a fucking hypocrite.
Well, you're better looking. You're more in better shape than I am.
Negative.
No,
Um
wrong. I got solid B cups. You have actively said that you want to titty fuck me. Stop
think
looking
about
at
it
me.
sometimes.
Stop looking at me. I'm gonna tell Liz.
Tell her I can't. Hi, welcome back. I said some things that Ryan didn't think were okay, but it's fine.
Actually, thank you for doing that because I tried doing that with the Gilbert story, and it was kind of hard to know when to bring it back in. The last episode, the last episode before this one, that that one is gonna have a lot of bits of where it skips, and that's one thing. That's why I texted you like, hey, we need to kind of not be on our phones as much because the what I cut out was just us dead space just doing this, and you and me both got silent while we were looking shit up on our phone, and so that's why I wanted to.
No, for sure. I got that.
Yeah, because I was like, God
But
damn.
I did have to prove a point about the slavery
Oh,
thing.
well, no, but here's the thing: is that that's okay because I kept talking and I was engaging, but
Oh,
when you and me are when me and you are sitting there just staring at our phones and there's nothing but silence for like a good couple of minutes, that's not good for viewer retention. Like that's what we need is that kind of we got to be better at that one is trying to get viewer retention, which I think this episode has gone really really good.
dude, if we make it and we get enough views, you know who I'd like to have on here as a guest?
What?
The angry video game nerd. He's all he is just old video games, dude. Just classics till now, I think. And it's great because it's Cinemassacre. Because he also talks about old films and shit, the good days, Blockbuster and everything like that. And his opening's funny too. It's like it's gonna take you back to the past to play the shitty games that suck ass. And he's just listing of like it's great, dude.
Yeah.
And the way he criticizes them, fucking hilarious. He's got quite the collection, man. So I mean, I would love to have him on here.
Yeah, no, one person I really would like to do, like, once we get bigger, because we got 9 subscribers and we're averaging about 30 views per video. And I mean, we
That's
only
because
got
nobody on fucking my side wants to fucking share anything. You guys will sit there and watch it, but you won't share, you jerks. I'll like it on Facebook. Just like, share, and subscribe.
but
Is it really gonna change your life negatively?
one person I really would like to bring on here is Eli Double Tap. He does like he's actually his podcast Unsubscribe is the big reason for this. Like, when I came to you with this idea, for the drink, for the drinking bro time, just gaming and having
Oh yeah.
having the dark humor, because that's what kept me sane. That's what kept me sane when I was really stressed out and
I'm starting to
really big
feel the
alcoholic.
way you fucking feel, and I'm right. I'm just
I'm telling you right now, no, there's a lot more that could be added onto that. So what you're feeling right now, imagine that, and then adding all the admin shit on top of it. I'm talking
well, you
about
think
like
I don't?
payroll, doing scheduling and stuff like that. I'm talking about actually putting it into the
Yeah.
system.
Like I get we'll talk about it later.
Yeah, well, no, and I
I'm
get
not talking about it on here.
no, I get you. All right, so welcome back. I had to edit that shit out because yeah,
Ranting that doesn't need to be ranted about.
we've ranted a lot, and now it's like, okay, the floodgates have been opened, and
Uh,
something was said that really need to get corrected.
yeah.
So
I mean, I picked the wrong time to quit smoking. I have to, dude.
my lips were just on it. Put it in your mouth.
Ew. I have to fucking
Put it in your mouth, or
commit.
right here. So I got vape, or I got nicotine pouches. Which one you want?
That ain't smoking. Give it here.
All right, here you go.
I'm just joking, dude. Like I'm trying. Like I have been doing so good, dude. Like it's
Open your
been
mouth.
quite
Put it in your lip.
literally month. I'm gonna end up eating it. I will. Dude. Look, fucking nicotine cravings are gonna come back the minute it touches my skin. I'm like,
Nicotine addiction is so much fun.
yeah. I mean, I'm happy that I quit, but dude, I think about it often.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Uh,
like, so do you want? So, like, I've really like, you know, I haven't cut back on the nicotine. That's the thing, though. Is that everything else, though? Like, I'm starting to work out again. I'm drinking less. I'm using the sleep aid and stuff like that. And it's I like this right here. I went almost all week without drinking, and then I had some last night because it was my day off. And then obviously I can't. We tried breaking tradition of not drinking on the podcast, and that lasted about that lasted.
we're literally talking about we're so much healthier now. We're good
But
for
hey,
it
hey, hey,
immediately.
we're not drinking liquor though. I mean, this right here, like Trulies and White Claw
I
surges.
think the next time we get on, dude, I definitely want to get drunk. Not like slap, but I
Oh no,
really want to get fucking drunk.
no,
That would be
that's when
an
the racial slurs come out. So
maybe for you, not for me.
you don't remember. It's all right. You don't remember it. It's okay.
Huh?
I just
Shit.
tried to pull you away from that bonfire meeting.
Whiskey does things to me.
All because it says it was made in Kentucky doesn't mean you have to act like you're from there, okay?
Uh,
Oh, I do think that this is a
good spot to cut it.
yeah, so please, so thank you for joining.
Like, share, and subscribe.